It's time for a puzzle challenge, and today we're going to go head to head with fine art and folk art puzzles. Which one will you select to win this challenge? Hi, I'm Sandra from the Puzzling Canadian, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm introducing a new feature called Puzzle Challenge. And this is where I will pick two puzzling concepts and then put them head to head in a challenge. There's no clear-cut winner for this type of challenge. It is just a challenge to give you the opportunity to try something different than perhaps you normally do, and then give it a try and pick which one you would prefer, because it is a personal preference when you're doing these challenges. So to start off this challenge, I am going to start off with fine art puzzles versus folk art puzzles. Now, these are two types of puzzles that I don't normally do. I have done them in the past, but they're not my go-to style of puzzling. So what's the difference between fine art and folk art puzzles? So fine art puzzles are for aesthetic value, and they're usually on public display. So we see a lot of these fine art puzzles in museums. Folk art puzzles are created for cultural significance and many times are created for decorative purposes for a specific community or region. So now let's take a look at the puzzles that I selected for this challenge. I decided to go with go to Eurographics. They have a fine art collection. And I found this one at the Puzzling Canadian, Puzzles Canada, when I visited them. And it's called Mediterranean Landscape. And this one's a Pablo Picasso. And I like this one because of the color. Right away, like the color is very vivid and bold. So given the fact that I don't usually do it, I wanted to make sure it was a colorful fine art puzzle. So this is what I'm selecting for the fine art component. And for the folk art component, I went to dawdled puzzles. So I've done dawdle before, usually in 500 piece count, but this time I'm picking 1,000 piece count to match the fine art puzzle. And I'm doing this one, Prince Edward Island. So again, another colorful puzzle. So now let's take a closer look at these puzzles. And after this clip, I'm going to let you know which one I preferred. Those are the two puzzles that I completed, and I can tell you up front, I took longer than normal to complete both of those puzzles because it's not a normal style of puzzle that I complete. In regards to the fine art puzzle, it's a beautiful image, and it had a lot of directional lines and like different shades of blue. There's the greens. So that's what I found with this one here. In regards to the folk art, It's a pretty image and it tells the story, but as you can see, there's a lot of detail all throughout the puzzle. So in the end, my personal preference between fine art and folk art puzzles would be folk art puzzles. I just like, and especially Dawdle does a fantastic job of illustrating these folk art puzzles, these images. And I especially enjoyed this one, even though there's a lot of detail, and I just enjoyed looking at the image and completing it as it went along. Now, this puzzle Dawdle, their pieces were shiny, as you can see in the video, so that sometimes, depending on the lighting, made it a challenge. But aside from that, the image is what I enjoyed the most. Now, the fine art, when completed, is a beautiful image. I enjoy looking at it. It was gorgeous. But as I was completing it, I can be honest with you, I did not have fun. I don't know what it is with the fine art puzzles. I'm not sure if it's the brush strokes. I'm not sure if it's this image that had a lot of directional lines. I thought it would be easier because it had more detail. But I just think the fine art puzzles for me, with these brush strokes, it just takes me longer to do and I just don't find as fun. But once it's completed, I do enjoy looking at the beautiful image, but it's not my go-to. I've only done, I think this was maybe the third time that I've done a fine art puzzle in the last 3 years. It's not something that I will do on a normal day-to-day basis. So that's what I would pick for my preference. So I would like to know now what you would pick if you had to do a fine art and folk art, fine art versus folk art puzzle. So maybe you have already completed these type of puzzles and you already know which one you would pick. Or if you haven't tried these styles of puzzles before, give it a try and then go to the comment section and just let me know which one you would prefer and why. You could also go to the community tab and I will put a poll up there and we can keep a running total to see what puzzlers out there would prefer, fine art versus folk art puzzles. So there you have our first puzzle challenge. I hope to come up with many more ideas. If you enjoyed this puzzle challenge, let me know also in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see what other challenges I introduce throughout the year. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, happy puzzling.